Hey guys, it's Matt from You and Your Horror Movies, and welcome to another Top 10 Tuesday. This week we are doing underrated horror films. This was a little bit of a challenge because there's so many horror films out there that I know a lot of us horror nuts know all about them. Some probably don't know because they only collect maybe Blu-rays. So I went through all my DVDs and picked out a good amount of 10 films that hopefully a lot of people haven't known about, or maybe they do know about, but these are my underrated horror films. All right, number 10 is a slasher, and that is Hellbent. Uh, for a really well done slasher, this one is actually well done, but in a gay aspect, meaning instead of a guy and a girl making out in the woods, it's two guys making out in the woods. There's no butthole loving or any of that kind of stuff that people get all shunned about. It's actually well written. There's a guy going around dressed up as this devil, killing guys. I want to say it's like a big party. I don't know if it's a Mardi Gras or maybe it is. I don't remember exactly what party was going, but he's going around taking them out one at a time. This was really well written for a gay slasher. If you don't mind watching a couple guys making out on the screen, you'll love this movie. If you're a big slasher fan, highly recommend picking up Hellbent. It's a fun slasher film. All right, number 9 is Evolver. This one is a sci-fi movie that was done, I want to say maybe late 90s, early 2000s, probably. Man, I can never remember when these came out. But Evolver is a fun uh, killer robot movie. Pretty much this kid is a big gamer. He's into virtual reality type games, and there's a contest. He gets the high score, and of course, the gaming company sends him a live action robot that's done in the video game. While they're playing along, doing the rules, they decide to uh, screw around and send it to the girls' locker room, of course. The robot gets damaged, and then they try to fix it themselves instead of sending it to the agency. Well, they end up activating a kill mode that was done for the military. So now this robot is going around killing people one at a time, which is really cool. Instead of like he calls them like player one, player two, and up, and he says like player four is eliminated, and they show him get killed. He moves on. Fun movie. I really liked Evolver. The robot was pretty cool looking. It is like a small little robot, but it does some damage. Great film. Highly recommend checking it out. All right, number 8 is Python. I found this as a blind buy back when I had it on VHS. I'm like, what the hell? I'll check it out. Loved it. Giant killer snake movie. It's got Robert Englund in it and Casper Van Dien in it as well. Pretty much a plane carrying snakes, and one's a bigger snake. They get into an accident, and of course, the plane crashes. The giant snake lives, and of course, it starts feeding on people in a small town. The small town thinks it's your hero going around killing people with acid, because all the bodies are coming out all disintegrated and melted. Awesome film. The snake is CGI'd, but it was well done. Fun flick. Like I said, it's got Robert Englund. He plays the scientist. Hell, what's his face? Uh, God, my mind is drawn a blank as in this movie. Uh, Will Wheaton's in it. He's in this film too. It's just corny as hell. That's my number 8. Number 7 is The Burrowers. This is a Western type creature feature. Excuse me. Pass it up. I bought this as a blind buy. Well worth the blind buy. Takes place during the Western time, and people are coming out missing. A family was attacked. They thought it was Indians, so they sent out a posse looking for the rest of the family. Excuse me. They find one of the girls, but she's buried in the ground, hardly breathing, all paralyzed. Come to find out later on, there are these weird creatures that are going around, and they pretty much paralyze you, bury you, and once you're close to dead, they come back and feed on you, which is really cool aspect. I really like the Burrowers. I would love to see this get a Blu-ray release. Fun flick, all practical effects. The special effects show like some of the people in the weird suits moving around. It was great. If you always walk past this and never picked it up, highly recommend picking that up for sure. It's my number 7. Number 6 is Attack of the Herbals, putting the tea back in terror. This is an like I think it's an English type film, or is it? Who did this? Oh man, I don't remember. But it's a foreign film. Wales, maybe? I don't know. But it was really well done. Pretty much is a group of slackers. Normally they always are. They come back home and they want to save their parents' post office. They run the post office in this small town because there's this guy going up buying all the property, taking everything down, trying to build condos, take away that small town feeling. While they're trying to figure out, they find this big crate that's washed up on shore. Come to find out, they're filled with little herbal teas. So they figured, well, let's brew it, test it out. So they like it. They start selling it. And of course, people are buying it in bucket loads. And of course, people are starting to act a little more weirder than normal. And of course, the townsfolk are turning into these crazed nut jobs, going around, killing everybody else, just acting really weird. Come to find out, the Nazis did it, and it was like an experiment to maybe turn normal people into these crazed killers. Fun film. I highly recommend Attack of the Herbals. Come on, using tea as a source of turning people nuts. That's awesome. It was never done before. So I highly recommend Attack of the Herbals. Hot Fuzz meets Shaun of the Dead? No. But still a great film. Number 5 is The Oatmeal Man. Yes, just the title alone is like, what? This was actually a great type of slasher / contained horror, some torture. It's got everything in it. Oh man, what can I say about The Oatmeal Man? Pretty much a bunch of kids are going out to party out and have a good time. Their car breaks down. They find this weird factory because this weird guy sends it to them so they can fix it. Well, it's a factory where they made oatmeal. Come to find out, pretty much an evil bastard that worked there fell in a vat, or someone that fell on top of him and melted them and turned him into this living embodiment of oatmeal. So he's actually going around killing people and pretty much taking people out one at a time. This was a fun flick. This is a you can probably get online still. I will check it out online for it. I don't think you can find this like on Amazon or anything like that. But just sitting there watching this film was incredible. Yeah, the dude that's dressed as the Oatmeal Man is like wearing like a guy's sheep with all the oatmeal drenched all over him, but still fun as hell. Highly recommend checking out the Oatmeal Man, guys. A lot of fun. I think you can get it online still. Like mine came with a poster and it was signed, so check it out. I don't think it was limited. I don't think it is limited. All right, number 4 is Dead Birds. This is another Western type horror film. Pretty much a bunch of robbers that stole a bunch of gold and silver and everything. Pretty much are hiding in this abandoned plantation building. It's huge. So they're trying to spend the night trying to figure out what they're going to do to escape. Well, this house happens to be haunted. And of course, the spirits are at unrest, and it starts taking them out one at a time. If you always walk past this film figuring out this movie's stupid, it is not. This movie is a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. It was a great blind watch. Really enjoyed it. Had to pick it up when I found a copy used. I highly recommend picking up Dead Birds. There's a couple cool kills. One does not really make sense, when I remember correctly. I'm going to have to rewatch it again. It just was different. But for a horror movie taking place during the Civil War, highly recommend it. All right, number 3 is Terminal Invasion. This is a Sci-Fi Channel film. Bruce Campbell plays an awesome character in this movie. He is a con being sent to jail. They are at this airport with a bunch of other people. It's a very small airport, and it's during a blizzard, and all the planes are down. No one could leave, so they got to figure out where to stay because their convoy got stuck, and they had to stay at the airport. Well, come to find out, some of the people there are not what they seem. They're actually these alien monster things, and they're taking people out one at a time. So the survivors are trying to figure out who's real, who's not, and try to survive the night and hopefully get out. Bruce Campbell just wants to escape. He doesn't care. He's like, just give me a plane, I'll fly myself out of here. Fuck the storm. So then he tries to become the hero to save everybody else. Great film. Highly recommend Terminal Invasion. I know some people didn't like this movie. I liked it a lot. Oop. All right. Number 2 is Cemetery Gates. I know Moods and I have talked about this movie several times. Great flick based on the Tasmanian Devil. The Tasmanian Devil kept in a lab, and these nature guys, break into the lab to steal all the animals to let them loose. Well, when they let the Tasmanian Devil loose, it freaking munches on them and just destroys them. Reggie Bannister, who was in the Phantasm films, plays the scientist. His son is out there in a cemetery trying to film a horror movie. Come to find out the Tasmanian Devil is in this cemetery. So now he's got to go save his son and stop this Tasmanian Devil that he had in his lab from devouring people. This movie is very gory. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend this movie. Yes, it's all practical effects. You could tell the guy's in a suit, but it was fun to watch. A lot of good shit going on. A lot of people getting ripped apart by the Tasmanian Devil. Highly recommend Cemetery Gates. Number 1 is Sleep Stalker. This is a movie from the 90s. A killer who is on death row makes a deal with a medicine man, and when he gets killed, he becomes embodiment of living sand. Just think of the movie Shocker, but he is sand pretty much. He can turn into piles of sand. When he goes through doors, you see the sand come through the door, and he kills people different ways sand can, by pretty much suffocating people, going really fast so you can get like sandburn and all this other shit. It's a fun film from the 90s. I would love to see this movie get a special treatment because not a lot of people know about this film. Yeah, it's got some bad acting and everything, but it's a fun flick. Highly recommend this movie a lot. If you see Sleep Stalker, pick it up for sure. Guys, that's my top 10 for you. I hope you like this underrated horror top 10 list. Let me know what you think down below, guys. Please like and subscribe. Thanks. Later.